Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manapara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you visited the Stratton Centre on Peachy Road, Manapara? Designed to support growth in the city of Playford, the centre offers dedicated workspaces from less than $10 per day. There's also state-of-the-art event and meeting spaces for hire, a complimentary business support service to help you upskill, apply for grants and grow, workshops and networking, as well as training for young kids right through to adults. Plus, the City of Playford Library.
Contact our team for a tour on 8254 4666 or visit the Stratton Centre at 307 Peachy Road, Manopara.
Support your local theatre and arts industry and enjoy a show at the Shedley. Playford's iconic Shedley Theatre is bringing a great selection of local and national performances to Elizabeth.
For more information on their upcoming shows, visit theshedley.com.au or call 8256 0500.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers. Feedback about our city's future from our community is really important. It helps us prioritise your needs when planning services, projects and other initiatives.
A convenient way to have your say and stay in the loop on any upcoming consultations is by registering your details on our Engagement Hub website at playford.engagementhub.com.au.
We look forward to hearing from you.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, could you please stand for His Worship the Mayor?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Welcome to tonight's council meeting. I open the meeting at 7:01 p.m. and I'll call for apologies. Are there any apologies? No, I think we are all present. We'll move to item 2, which is the confirmation of minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 23rd of September 2025, be confirmed as a true and accurate record of proceedings. Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
So moved. Don't wish to speak, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Smallwood-Smith. As the item finder seconder, Councillor Onyezans.
Yeah, happy to second the recommendation, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. So the item has been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or amendment on the said minutes? Is there any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 3, declarations of interest. Are there any? Councillor Norris.
Thank you. I'd like to declare a conflict of interest on agenda item 14.6, which is the Community Support and Grant Program. I am on the committee of the Midway Road Community House and then also a volunteer at Cosby Care, and both are applicants, so I will remove myself for that agenda item.
Thank you, Councillor Norris. Are there any other councillors wishing to declare a declaration of interest? Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd like to declare an interest for 14.6 as I'm on the board for Midway Road Community House, and they have been an applicant, and I volunteer at Cosby Care on Saturdays as well, so I'll leave the room. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Are there any other councillors wishing to declare a declaration of interest? If not, we move on to item 4, which is the Mayor's report. A number of items, ladies and gentlemen, from CFS Life Member Awards to the wonderful opening of the new McGilt Reserve, a number of different ceremonies, end-of-year presentations, Kids in the Council initiative, through to a number of other items that are all on the screen that you can peruse as you leisure in the minutes. So we'll go to item 5, reports of representatives of council on other organisations. Are there any? No. We go to item 6. We've got the reports by councillors, and you'll note the information record next. But is anyone wishing to make a report by councillors? Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd just like to add to the list that I've handed up to our secretary there. Whether she gets it all done or not, I don't know. I attended the Gloaming Reserve activation and the Don Hardy Reserve activation, and I was really pleased with the turnout, particularly at Gloaming, despite the weather and the sogginess of the ground. And I thought that our staff had done a very good job of that as well. And then on the other day, I also attended the Kids' Day Out, which was moved inside due to weather outside. And the Halloween market at the JMC was well attended as well on Thursday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Smiljanek.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. I just want to give a massive congratulations to the City of Playford staff for a wonderful evening at the 10-year anniversary at the Stretton Centre. It was a wonderful evening. The day, or the evening, couldn't have been more perfect weather-wise as well. So many communities came together, and I just want to share a quick story. I was talking to a resident who had travelled from down south, and they were co-parenting with a child, and it was actually the mother up here in Elizabeth who actually said, "Hey, why don't you come to this event?" And it was a little bit of a disjointed family, but they came together, and the father and the stepfather had just a wonderful time raising this beautiful child together, and the stepfather, essentially from down south, wanted to just said this was a fantastic event for our local community, and so grateful that it was on for them to make those connections as a blended family. So it's stories like that just make me realise that these are the reasons why we do this for our city. It's not just for our residents and our community, but it's also from people who travel far and wide to enjoy these events. So well done to the staff, and I'm looking forward to the next ones. Thank you.
Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. Amongst the many things I've attended in the last month, all of which have been absolutely fantastic, I just wanted to mention a show put on by the Grenville Players that I know you attended Friday night and I was there Saturday afternoon. It was called 50 Years of Television and it went for over 2.5 hours, and I have to say I have never laughed and enjoyed a show so much. It was so funny. The volunteers that put it on were just amazing, and all the songs from way back in my era that some of the staff around the room would never have heard of, but I was able to sing along with them all, and I took my husband and he thoroughly enjoyed it as well. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Grenville for the amazing performance, and it only costs $5. And where can you go? Get 2.5 hours of a lot of fun for just $5. So if there were any staff in the room that were involved in that, I would like to say thank you very much for a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Norris.
Thank you. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Australian Local Government Women's Association of South Australia. So we recently had our 20th anniversary celebrations, and we were hosted by the Governor at Government House, which was absolutely amazing. She's quite inspirational, very supportive, and we were actually quite lucky enough that we had a special guest, which was the Governor General of Australia. Popped in for a good hour, spoke to everyone, absolutely amazing person. But I just want to, reiterate that the association is for everyone. It is for women and men. Very supportive in terms of like bullying support, any sort of support really, election support, and even just general networking. So we do have men that are members of the association. So I highly encourage you guys to participate if you feel that that's something you want to do. Obviously in Playford we're quite I won't say fortunate because everyone has their value around this table, but we do have more women councillors than men, and that isn't often across the board, especially in rural areas as well. So they do go to a lot of rural events and support out there as well, and we just want to get the numbers up so we can expand that support network. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. If there's no other councillors, we've got item 6.1, which is the information session record. We move on to item 7, reports of representative. Councillor Arifi.
Just in relation to 6.1 information session attendance record, just want to make a feedback to our staff in relation to that regarding October 16 event. Obviously the attendance of the elected members doesn't reflect the event positively, given that it was on a week or business during business hours. The only feedback I would have for staff is, I think, given the significance of the event or the project, I think it would have been desirable to have majority of the elected members in attendance. I understand, when a number of stakeholders are involved, it's difficult to schedule, this type of meetings. However, given that, most of our information sessions are during, evening time when most of the elected members have finished work and are able to attend, that's the only feedback I would like to provide to the administration.
Thank you, Councillor Arifi. No comment to that. Then we'll move on to item 7, reports of representative conferences and training programs. Councillor Carlson.
Thanks, Mayor. I just wanted to report back. I did do some training at the start of the month. I did media training with Hughes Public Relations. This was with Verity Edwards, who knows the council well. I chose to do the training to equip me to deal with media when I need to support the mayor in my capacity as deputy mayor. Some of the things that were covered were just understanding the media, tackling nerves, preparation, body language. She also put me on camera and fired some questions without notice, and that was just helpful to get the feedback, and she since sent me the video to know, so I can watch and know what I need to work on. Overall, just it was super helpful and informative, and I think it's given me more confidence to support the mayor with media when he's unavailable. Thank you.
Thank Thank you, Councillor. Are there any other reports of conferences and training programs? No. We go to item 8, questions on notice. There's a number of questions on notice from Councillor Onyazans and Councillor Tarr, and their accompanying responses are in the minute. We move to item 9, questions without notice. Are there any questions? Councillor Rentals.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I've got 3 questions. The first is in relation to King Road and Penfield Road at Virginia. It's just there on the screen. So can council staff advise whether they are aware of the Department for Transport and Infrastructure having attended at the intersection of King Road and Penfield Road at Virginia following the vehicle collision at the intersection on 5 October 2025, which resulted in the death of a child on 10 October 2025, as reported by SAPOL on their website.
Do we have a staff member willing to take the question? Come on down.
Last Thursday. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back from whether they did attend the site at the time, so I will be following up.
Thank you. Several other questions in relation to the upgrade of Shitty Road at Virginia. So when is the upgrade of Shitty Road scheduled to commence, and how long will it take to complete, is the first question.
Ms Mitson.
We have recently awarded the construction contract for Sheedy Road in the last about 10 days. We're obviously getting quite close to Christmas, so works are forecast to commence in January, and it's about a 7-month construction period.
Okay, all right. So off the back of that, thank you, Ms Mitson. So off the back of that, has Council formulated a traffic management plan to deal with the upgrade of Sheedy Road at Virginia? And has this been communicated to Virginia residents? I assume the answer is no to that. If they have, how and when? If not, when will this occur?
Ms Mitson.
Chair. So yes, we're obviously just working through that at the moment. We're about to commence the kick-off meetings with the contractor. The advice I do have currently is we are expecting to have to do some road closures on Sheedy while the upgrade is underway. We think it will be closed for about 4 months, and we'll be diverting traffic down Park Road. Obviously, we'll finalise the details of that as we get closer to the start date.
Are there any other questions without notice? Councillor Halls.
Thank you, Your Worship. Are the staff aware of any CRSs that have been put in about Reedy Road at Riverlea Park concerning safety and health concerns in the street?
Who's going to take that one? Mr Cohen.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question. I can't answer that at this point in time, so I'll have to take that question on notice.
So can I send you the email that we all got that from the resident?
Yeah, yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Halls. Are there any other questions? If not, I'm presuming that either Councillor Halls or Councillor Rentoulis would like their questions and accompanying responses in the minutes. So, Councillor Rentoulis, happy to move that way? Councillor Halls, happy to second that way? Are there any discussion on that? If not, I'll put those in favour. Those against, I declare that carried. We go to item 10, petitions which are nil, and we go to item 11.1, deputations, representations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a deputation this evening. Stolen Generations Memorial Garden, BMX track removal from Christine Doolan. Christine, I know you're here. I'll also acknowledge the other Chrissy here as well. Yes, you come forward. So we've got Christine and Chrissy, but Christine, if you want to come forward. So I'll give you a little bit of a spiel. I know that you've probably heard and done this before, but deputation this evening is up to 5 minutes. At the 4-minute mark, I'll give you a 1-minute warning. Your time will start when you start speaking. There is a bottle of water just down there to your right if you need it. At the conclusion of your remarks, please stay at the podium as there may or may not be questions from the group. And the light should come on in a moment for you, which it has. So your time, whenever you're ready, you can start.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Christine Doolan. I'm a long-time resident of Elizabeth, and I'm also a stolen generation child. Well, I was. I'm an adult now, but I'm of that era. First, I'd like to acknowledge that the land that we sit on tonight and work on tonight is the land of the Kaurna people, and pay my respects to the past, present and future emerging leaders. And my reason for saying that is because it is the land of the Kaurna people, and I am a visitor to this country. I'm a Lower Southern Arrernte woman from the Northern Territory, and I've done a lot of research, and my family are traditional people from the Northern Territory, and that is custom for me to do. So I just thought I'd let you all know, and yeah, if you need to ask me any questions about it afterwards, feel free to ask me. I'm here tonight because I am talking about the BMX track that's at the Stolen Generations Park. That was set up by myself and another lady, Chrissy Evans, that's sitting over here. We founded it back in 2009. We went to the Apology, just a bit of history for you. We went to the National Apology in Parliament House and spent time over there at the Apology, commemorating Kevin Rudd's apology to all of us who were affected, and this includes families as well. So we're talking about extended families. The wider community is also non-Aboriginal people were affected as well. So it's not just aimed at just us ourselves. My family were 10-pound poms that adopted me, and that's why I was living in Elizabeth as a child, as a newborn baby, straight out the hospital, Queen Vic Hospital, put into a children's home, then ended up with this family. And so I'm quite aware about all the satellite city and everything that's happened in this little area that we call Elizabeth. But my concern tonight is more about the site that we've established as a result of what's happened in the past. The policy affects the future, and the future is now, and I'm still living it. Unfortunately, 15 minutes before the meeting, we had a stolen generation survivor pass away. And she was a good friend of ours, and you know, there's people that are passing away, but we're still living in the present. A lot of us are still carrying those pain in her of the years. And so the site itself was, as a result of going into Parliament and then coming back here and realising we don't have a lot of representation for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. It's one of the areas, I guess, we never thought about until we started working alongside the Mayor, working along the past Mayor, Martin Linstall was part of the whole initiative, was to get, he supported us, and the idea was to put a stolen generation healing garden because it was never, had been one ever established in the whole of South Australia. So I think Elizabeth and Playford needs to be really, you know, proud of yourselves, because it is a site that is the first one that is a fundamental reason why we wanted it in this area is because we grew up here. But it's also meant to be for other people. My family consists of people from Northern Territory, live in a remote community called Apatula, but my adopted family, the 10-pound poms, the Jakes family, came here and are still living today. And unfortunately, as a teacher, I'm a past teacher, I've got my teaching degree, they still don't understand the stolen generations. So even in my own family, I'm still educating people. So the site itself is actually about educating people. So the concerns that I raise with this garden, if you haven't been to it, I urge you all to have a look at it.
1 minute.
And I would like to say the BMX track, with a few questions we want to know, why was it put in there? Because when we were looking at the site, we didn't know why it was put in there. Number two, I saw that it cost $80,000. I saw that in a Playford News article, and I'm thinking $80,000 for this dirt. And also the question is, how are we going to remove it? Are you going to be able to remove the dirt so that we can open up the site that can be seen from the road? Because at the moment, it's actually almost covering the site itself. And I've been down there and I've had my friends and family there on special occasions, and there's always dirt flying off the BMX track. and it's not a very good place to be in. I mean, I remember that place. I remember Stephen Heath Park before it was actually, you know, when it was an old site. I don't know if anyone remembers, it just shows my age. I do remember that place did have some kind of basketball courts or BMX track or something. And I'd like to see it personally and to be put somewhere else in the garden. I mean, not the garden, moved away from the garden.
Chrissy, we're
just
at the 5-minute mark, but have you got much more than wanted to say?
Not really, just go online, have a look, see if you can see the garden, and I urge everybody to come down and have a look and see what we're talking about. But we would love it to be removed. It's the only healing garden in the whole universe, because I've done my research, that has a BMX track in front of it. So I'd like to see it removed for the sake of the Stolen Gen people. That's it. Thanks for having me.
Just stay there, Christine. Christine, you might have some questions from anybody. Does anyone have any questions for Christine? No? If not, Councillor Van der Piem.
Thanks, Mayor Doherty. Thank you, Christine, for coming to talk to us about this important issue. For the benefit of myself and everyone in the chamber, do you mind just explaining the significance of a healing garden and the purpose that it serves?
Okay, well, it's the same premise as what you have for any healing memorial gardens. It's a place of reflection. It's a place for us to go and sit down and honour and respect the people that were stolen. It's also an educational site as well. I mean, it's a community site. There's thousands of tiles that have been put down in that garden, which were put in there by people from the community. So we had the council supporting us. We've always had meetings with council. Unfortunately, I work full time, but the garden is very significant because this area had a lot of stolen generation people grow up here. You'd probably, maybe some of you might know people that were actually fostered into homes. So it has a huge significance and part of healing and reconciliation.
Any other questions? Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Dockin. I think just for some information, I reckon it was sometime after 2018 there was actually a budget allocated to remove that. Just at that time, it wasn't one of the importance. We had a lot of disastrous issues to fix in this city of Playford. In relation to, you spoke about, opening it to the broader community, having access to the broader community.
Mm-hmm.
Does a multi-use area fit within that concept though? So what I'm saying is we can remove the dirt and you're only going to have dirt, or is the intent you're supporting a relocation somewhere close by? So if there is a family that does want to reflect, but they've got young ones, but they prefer to reflect with their kids within an eyesight distance, they can go play on the BMX track and those grandfathers, the mum, the uncle or something can then reflect. Is that a incorporation that can be done? So what I'm probably saying is the needs for families with young ones, we've got young families moving in here, doesn't it come together? Not saying it's the right place, but does a BMX track close by actually play a role in really the needs of all the families, the ones who do come with kids? Or maybe they do want to get educated, so you do need to bring the kids down. They probably do need to ride on the bike, and they may only show an interest for 3 or 4 minutes, but it's the fact you can take them away from that BMX track, walk along that hill garden, and maybe we should have some better signage there that tells the story as well. So I'll probably just want to put that back to you. Is there a way to actually bring it together versus just removing it? Because we're going to have a very large portion of this community that actually do use that. I've used it myself with my little one. So do you think versus taking it, maybe there's a better way, a better outcome that everyone can be able to use that area?
Good question. Well, I do remember the last part. They actually had a BMX track and basketball court that was away from that site. The whole idea of having it removed is not to stop people enjoying themselves on BMX bikes. And I mean, I used to ride a bike myself, so I know what it's like to jump on dirt patches. But I think in reality, it's actually an eyesore in front of our garden. We've still got a lot of work to do. We've had no money to really fix up any signage. But, I mean, people are welcome to go there. You could put the BMX track near the playground or, you know, it's still going to encourage people to go there because there's a car park there. And I think if you were to put a BMX track, that was going to be, you know, I don't know how many Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people get on their bikes there, but it has been used as a motorbike site as well, where they've gone along the path. We spent a lot of money, there was a lot of money invested in making a path that was culturally appropriate, had a lot of designs that has been ruined by bikes. So unfortunately they like to, you know, kids are kids, parents, I mean, I've got young ones who's taken on bike rides, but out of respect, I would not do it to a memorial garden. Like, I don't think I'd go into one that was for, I mean, my adopted dad was in the Navy, the Royal Navy, British Navy, so I think it'd be an insult to people in the military or people who had BMX track in front of their sites as well. I mean, I wouldn't even think about anybody riding a bike through somebody's memorial garden. So it's not like we don't want it removed, we want it just moved, that's all. We have no problems with it being a BMX track anywhere in that, because we've seen those trees grow up from a seedling and watched the site actually develop into a beautiful, you know, playground and that. It's just that what the meaning behind it is, unfortunately, when you have a site that's actually covered by dirt and that's at the front, it actually takes away the whole idea of what this site's about. We would love to see roses and plants and things put at the front, because we actually have had architects were supposed to be designing parts of that park, and that wasn't with the BMX track. So, and we weren't informed of the BMX track at the time, so we didn't know how it got put in without, you know, we were involved with a lot of discussions. So I just remember reading it in the paper, how much it cost. It was about a little site, it was so tiny, and it might have been in Playford News or something. Don't quote me, but that's what I've known for years. So, but yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, it's a very controversial sort of question, but kids are kids and families love having their, you know, there's plenty of parks that have been done with the proper conditions for the track. You can't have a track that's clay. I think I've been down there with the mayor, or somebody's been down with us. We've had people there and we've had our feet stuck in the clay. It's actually clay, the dirt. It's not a good, it's not for health and safety. And also we get a lot of dirt that, you know, we've had sorry days and we've had times when the wind, you know, you get windy days. And I think the erosion of the soil has actually probably gone over the years. It's really, you know, it's pretty much eroding before your eyes. So I think that's, yeah, I appreciate families to go there, but I join them too on the BMX track. So I've ridden motorbikes, but I won't ride on that. Yeah, so does that sort of answer your question? It's a bit of a, yeah.
Are there any other questions for Christine?
You won't offend me.
No. Any other questions? If there's no other questions...
Can I just say, if anybody wants to come down and learn about stolen generation, because it is a subject that people aren't aware of, I'm quite happy, and Chrissy is sitting at the back, Evans, we're taken, stolen gen, and we would love you to join us at the park and maybe have a bit of a conversation about it and have a look at where the BMX track is. Maybe we can all talk about that as well.
We'll make sure that your details are sent out.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. So I've got to rush off now.
That's all right. Thank you, Christine.
Thanks.
Christine, thank you for coming along. All right, councillors, we'll move on to the next item, which is item 12, motions on notice. Item 12.1, motion on notice, Kings Road and Penfield Road intersection upgrade. Councillor Rentoulis.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I know I've gone to the minute take. I note that, just for the benefit of the councillors at this meeting, that the agenda slightly wrong in the spelling of King Road at two places, right at the top of page 12 and then in the first line of the preamble. I don't know why that's come out that way, but anyway, it's been rectified, so it's King Road, not Kings Road, just for everyone's benefit. So the purpose of this motion is to do something about this horrible intersection. There was a fatality that occurred in early October, there was an accident between two vehicles on the 5th of October, and then subsequent to that, 4 or 5 days later, quite tragically, a young girl passed away following the collision that occurred at that intersection. So that's an intersection that this council has tried to do something about consistently at least over the last 10 years, and perhaps even before then. Most recently, a couple of years ago, the council funded rumble strips on King Road, on both the north and south of King Road, approaching the intersection. So the purpose of the rumble strips was to inform motorists of the upcoming intersection with Penfield Road. So that was done 2 years ago. That was funded by this council, and that was a really good step to make the intersection safer. Earlier this year, in around April or May, council staff, myself, I think Mr. Welsh was there as well. We had a meeting with staff members and some quite senior staff members of the department at the intersection, and the purpose of that meeting was to reduce the speed limit on the southern side of King Road from 100 kilometres per hour to 80 kilometres per hour. The department did heed our recommendation, or the recommendation from staff, which was to reduce the speed limit from 100 kilometres per hour to 80 kilometres per hour, and that made a big difference. And I've spoken to residents who have told me time and time again that even though that was a relatively simple measure, it was quite effective, reducing the speed limit from 100 kilometres per hour to 80 kilometres per hour. Because as some of you know, if you've used that strip of road, as you come over the train line, it's only about 500 to 600 metres before you meet the intersection of Penfield Road. So the speed reduction was excellent, it was fantastic. Unfortunately, again, I don't know why this keeps happening. From what I've read and investigated, it would appear on this occasion that it was driver error that precipitated this horrible accident. A motorist on the southern side of King Road hasn't given way, and another motorist has gone through the intersection, T-boned that car, and as I said, tragically, a young child has died. I was contacted by, I'm not going to mention their names, they've told me specifically not to mention their names. I was contacted by the parents of the driver who was travelling on Penfield Road, and fortunately for him and his daughter, they escaped any major injury, but they have to now carry the traumatic toll of being involved in that accident, knowing that through no fault of his own, he's collided with another vehicle, and in the other vehicle, a child has died. So this motion, it asks the department to come out and investigate, which I believe they have. I've asked the question on without notice, and that's my understanding. They've already come to the intersection following this tragic accident, and I want to know, what are they going to do? Council has tried to do its best. Now we need the department to do something more substantial than what they've done in the past. Right, the teardrop island solution, very effective, very simple, cost effective. I've spoken to Mr. Green about various other options. One of the options was a roundabout, $5 million option. That's just cost prohibitive. This should fix the problem once and for all. I can tell you that King Road to the north, the next intersection, so if you travel along King Road away from that intersection to the next intersection, which is Woomera West Road, there's the same teardrop solution that has been implemented there. Again, unfortunately, I think after a death, with King Road and Woomera West Road. And then the next intersection as well, King Road meeting Robert Road, same situation, teardrop solution there again. Again, I think, unfortunately, after a fatality. So we write to the Department of Infrastructure and Transport, proposing that solution. We put forward what we have done as a council, what they've done as well to make it safe, and they have done things to make that intersection safer. I'm not going to say they haven't, they have. But for whatever reason, I don't know why it is it, I don't know, curse, whatever it is, people keep going through. I've spoken recently to a man who goes out and attends crashes, tow truck driver. He tells me, he said, Pete, what you've seen in terms of the statistics, the numbers, that's not the full story, because there are a lot of minor incidents that aren't recorded, or there are near misses that are not recorded. He attends a lot of these. So point number two, we talk about what council has done and what the department has done to make it safer, but I want to know what is their view in terms of doing something now more permanent, tragically off the back end of a fatality. What are they going to do? And I want a response as soon as possible. Time is of the essence. I'm sick of it. Well, everyone's sick of this happening. We want a response from the department by the end of November, because I want to push on ahead. I want to know, are they going to apply for black spot funding? It's Penfield Road is a DIP road, King Road is our road, it's their intersection. They need to do something immediately. They need to apply for black spot funding. That's my respectful view, and I commend this motion and I hope you support it. Thank you.
Motion finder seconder, Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. Councillor Rentaulis has spoken to it in depth. I just want to speak to it, as I think it's our role as a local government not to be able to deliver every upgrade to every road or intersection across the city of Playford, but it definitely is our role to continue the communications from a grassroots level straight to the state government. I think this just demonstrates the number of years that a fellow councillor has been advocating prior to this. With obviously the incredible interventions put in by both the City of Playford and the department. But I think it would be very foolish of us not to support yet again another push following a fatality, and this just demonstrates the change of behaviour, the change of what should I say, the population that we have out here, that the design of these intersections some 10, 15 years ago would have been reasonable back then, but they're not today. So I think we've just got to keep going, keep pushing forward intersection by intersection, and continue to advocate for that appropriate funding coming forward by the department. And I really look forward, and I hope that they do come forward to really accept that suggestion of going forward for black spot funding, because unfortunately we've got to the point where a death has had to be experienced and witnessed, and obviously we'll now sit with a number of the community going forwards. Thank you.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? If there's no other councillor wishing to speak, then I'll put the motion. Councillor Rentaulis. Mr Green.
Through the Mayor, yes, Councillor Rentaulis. We'll provide an update at the end of November by memo.
All right, councillors, I'll put the motions before us. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. We move on to item 13, motions without notice. Are there any motions? No. Move to item 14, committee reports. Item 14.1, adoption of the 24-25 annual financial statements on page 14. Does somebody wish to move a recommendation? Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, happy to move the committee recommendation.
Thank you, councillors. Item finder seconder, Councillor Halls.
Yes, thank you. Happy to second that.
Thank you. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak. Does any other councillor wish to speak? If not, then I will put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 14.2, Corporate Governance Committee Annual Report 24-25 on page 102. Councillor Onuzans.
I'd like to move the committee recommendation, Mayor. Thank you. I don't know.
Thank you, Councillor Onuzans. The item find a seconder. Councillor Baker.
Second that.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? No other councillors wishing to speak, then I will put that. All those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 14.3, Fees and Charges Policy and Procedure Review on page 128. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, I'll move the committee recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Marsh. As the item find a seconder, Councillor Onuzans.
Yeah, happy to second that, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. We then go to item 14.4, City of Playford Annual Report 24-25 on page 164. Councillor Baker.
To move the recommendation and certainly like to congratulate the staff. It's a very comprehensive report this year and it's excellent results.
Councillors, council find a seconder. Councillor Norris.
Yep, happy to second, and actually just appreciate that the report is in layman's terms, so everyone can actually understand it, which is fabulous.
Thank you, councillors. Is there any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move to item 14.5, City of Playford Transport Strategy 2025 on page 261. Somebody wish to move? Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Smallwood-Smith. Is it final seconder? Councillor Small-Jenick.
Second, and just talk. Thank you, Mayor Doherty. I did briefly talk in the Strategy and Services Committee meeting with regards to this. This strategy for our city, this particular transport strategy, is a fantastic document to read. Looking forward to seeing our team and us working with the state and federal government to be able to make this city more connected. We are such a large and diverse area across South Australia, so it's one of those things where, because we're such a large area, we need to have connectivity to bring our communities together. And this transport strategy, I know that life happens. Staff come work here for many years. Sometimes staff are here for a couple of years and then move on to other roles. But having a transport strategy allows people to have and new staff and new councillors and elected members come into the City of Playford and review this transport strategy and get aligned together and come together and go, okay, well, this is where we want to be. This is what our community needs. And there's priorities in there as well, which, can change over time as well. But at this present stage, the staff have done their due diligence with regards to listening to our community. What is it that we need, and have put in the priorities there. So thank you again to the staff for putting together this strategy. It is very beneficial for our community, and I'm looking forward to hitting off those high priorities sooner rather than later. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor. Does any other councillor wish to speak that hasn't spoken? Councillor Baker.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, happy with the strategy. Just notice on page 299, there's a report about the challenges and the crashes and crash severities not improving. I know that before we used to get the police reports, and we could identify, as Councillor Rentoulis was saying earlier on, how much or how many of the accidents are caused by driver error compared to the road situation. And I think that might be useful to go into the strategy in the future.
Thank you, councillor. Does any staff make a comment to that? Yep, Mr. Green's advising he will take that on board. Yep. Are there any other councillors wishing to speak? Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. Did we take in the Adelaide Plains Food Bowl? That's the big industry that we have down there within this transportation study. We've done a lot of reference to some other precincts and industries and service lines. I just want to find out, unless I am missing something, have we shown a strong emphasis and support towards the food bowl, and their needs and expansions and packing sheds, commercial factory stuff at all in this strategy.
Mr Whitford, maybe? All right. Mr Whitford.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question. We have included, and maybe I've got the name wrong, the Virginia Triangle food bowl, which I've referenced from another document that we did, I think it was the asset management plan. Maybe I've got that name wrong, and I'm happy to take advice on that, to have that updated. And we are, as one of the actions, looking at an aspirational freight network to nominate where we can get certain freight vehicles in and actually nominate the type of combinations so that we can plan for that over a number of years. So that's how it's incorporated. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Small-Janet, you're the seconder of the motion, so you're asking a question?
Yes, that's correct, Mayor Doherty. I just have a question with regards to the strategic context. You referred to a lot of the Greater Adelaide Regional Plan and a lot of other strategies that South Australia have. Can I just confirm, because this will likely be an online document, will there be hyperlinks to those particular strategies on the online component? And if not, are we able to have them hyperlinked if that has not been already considered?
Mr Green.
Through the Mayor, thanks Councillor Small-Janet, a very sensible suggestion. However, what we've experienced in the past is unless the owner of the hyperlink is keeping their documents up to date, that they break very easily, and that can be additionally frustrating for community members. So we've probably steered clear of hyperlinks for that reason, and we just reference the documents, and they're generally pretty easy to Google and find on the internet.
All right, thank you.
Councillor Van der Peer.
Thanks, Mayor Doherty. I just want to say I do think this is a great strategy, and it does well to map out a lot of the challenges we're facing. I know the purpose of this strategy is not to sort of highlight pathways forward, but I just have a question. So about 2 years ago, I'd asked Council to investigate a low-cost solution to installing bus shelters across the city, and for the past 2 years have been told just to wait for the strategy to come out, and essentially my questions will be answered. I note that it does reference bus shelters ever so slightly in the connectivity page about the need for bus shelters to be suitable for all weather conditions, but my question to staff is, where do we go from now? Where do we go from here? Because I'm still getting lots of questions about the need for bus shelters, especially in those high frequency locations. I know there aren't many, but I thought that the solution or recommendation that I put to staff was feasible to at least look into, but I'm just not sure if it's been looked into and when it will be looked into now that we do have this strategy.
Mr Whitford.
Through the Mayor, thanks for the question. Yes, we've got some references in the transport strategy, so we're good to go. We are engaging, or have engaged with Media, got a rather negative response from them, and now have engaged with Claude Outdoor, and that's looking much more promising. So met with them about 2 weeks ago, and they're pretty keen to see what they can do here, come over. So it's in progress, and we'll keep you updated on how that goes. Thank you.
Any other councillors wishing to speak? Councillor Smallwood-Smith has the mover. You do have the right to close if you wish. No. All right, councillors, we have the resolutions before us, so I'll put that. Those in favour, those against, I declare that carried. We then move on to item 14.6, Community Support and Grant Program 25-26 Financial Support on 3/26, and we'll just wait for our members to leave the chamber from their declared interests. They've done so. Someone wish? Councillor Carlson.
Happy to move recommendation.
The committee recommendation?
Yep.
Thank you, councillor. As the item find a seconder, Councillor Baker.
Second, mate.
Second that. I'm presuming the mover and seconder aren't wishing to speak. Any other councillor wishing to speak? Councillor Kerrison.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. I think these are really important programs to the community, and it's really good to see. I think the community support and grant program is there for the community, and this matches that community need. My concern is we get these programs up and running, how are they going to be supported past the 3-year program? My commentary here tonight would be what are the considerations if these programs are really successful, well supported, how are we going to support this moving forward? And I'd also suggest that this falls under the state and federal government jurisdiction, and I'd like to think that we'll be able to promote the positive outcomes and seek state and federal support moving past 3 years. So I just want to make those comments moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, Councillor Carlson has the right to close if she wishes. No, I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Can we just ask that the members return? Now members have resumed their seats. We'll now move to item 15.1, first budget review 25-26. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. If I can just quickly give a couple of lines that I want to insert into the motion you got there, and I just want to talk to it. Just while the minute taker is putting the additional dot points to the recommendation that is before us, I'll just ask everyone to turn to page 351 of their minutes. And as I said before, whilst we're waiting for the additional dot points to be put in, I support everything that is in the current recommendation. What I don't support is the suggestion that on this page that projects not delivered will be the Anglevale Road West upgrade. There's a reason for this, and that is because this is already a pre-approved budget item that we have approved previously. We have a legislative requirement to deliver stormwater management across the city of Playford. We have already been, I won't use the word criticised, but challenged for our either lack of stormwater management, either our lack of funding towards stormwater planning. And there was a meeting, and the Mayor would remember this, that prior to 2018, there was a meeting held on Anglevale Road where a number of us attended with a former state MP for the local area. And this particular area of Anglevale were letterboxed a letter saying that new footpaths would be delivered down the full length of Anglevale Road West, to only have that removed, that funding, or I believe, if I'm correct, it was actually a misunderstanding, and we should never have sent that letter out to all of those, I think some 100 houses along this one. So we went out and publicly said we'll deliver something. We took it away from them. We have then proceeded with our legislative responsibility, and that is to proceed with stormwater detailed design when the state government are ready to move forward with Anglevale Road West. And what I'm very fearful of is that if we approve to remove this budget, the next opportunity that we have the ability to ask our friends at the state government on when they will be proceeding with the upgrade of Anglevale Road West, they are going to come directly back at us, and that will be, have you allocated funding? Have you delivered detailed design? And are you ready to deliver that detailed design? So what I would like to see is that a decision doesn't need to be made today in relation to the funding, but what I would like to see is that we defer any further considerations for Anglevar Road West until we write to the department and we have a detailed response and understanding from DIT. It will be very foolish of us while we are advocating for growth and we've got the growing pains, and the state government have been very, very upfront and vocal and public to us. We need to make sure we're driving in our lanes and we are prepared for when we ask and we advocate and when they're ready to move on a local road. And right now, this would be very foolish of us to remove something that we aren't fully educated on, other than our administration asking us to take it out. So what I'm asking is that we support the rest of the motion with those additional inserts, and I'll be happy to take any comments from the floor if there's any bit of my speech that I've confused anyone on, with the intent I'll get some support if I can. Doherty or Green, would I need to move a second motion if this was to get up for us to write a letter to the Minister in order for obviously them to provide us some clarity on when they would like to proceed with Anglevar Road West? So can I just ask that question in relation to, would a second motion need to be moved after this in order to get a letter sent off and brought back to us?
Add it into this motion. But
Okay.
just before we do, I just want to clarify with our staff that your second dot point is Anglevar Road West upgrade remain within the approved budget. But it's not in the figure. Am I reading that right? That it's not current.
Remain. Yeah,
To remain,
remain.
but it's not currently in the figures as presented. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
So if we are to remain the approved budget, can we adopt, if it's not there now in the figures that are presented, is my question to Mr Cohen. Because we can't say we're approving something to stay and remain if they're not presented as part of the attachment. That's what I'm trying to ascertain. So the word remain needs to change to be to reinstate, because it's got, remain believes it's already there, but I'm not seeing, from based on your motion, the item you're wanting is actually in the numbers here. So I'm correct. You're wanting to reinstate the figures.
Correct. Yeah, reinstate. Yeah, Polly, I get what you're saying now from the figure point. Yeah, reinstate it.
Just
correct.
so that we're all clear, because it's not that your original dot point wouldn't have been something we could endorse because it's not actually in the budget presented.
So if I can just say it once more, support everything else that is in the recommendation. I think we are ill-informed on the current direction of the state government when it comes to Anglevar Road West, and I think we just need to write that letter, get the response, and then make the educated decision once we receive that letter. So,
so you need a dot point 4 with wording around dot point 4, dot point 5, whatever we want to call it, whatever that we get the order, we get the order right. And I'll work with our team here in terms of the appropriate letter writing in relation to that dot point. That's what you're seeking, Councillor Marsh?
The Councillor asked the department seeking confirmation as to when the road upgrade will occur to Anglevar Road West. Yep. So, as I said, support it entirely. I don't think we've been well informed in relation to the update by the state government on Anglevar Road West. I would rather us all be over the direction of the state government, and if there's necessary to make any movements after that education by the state government to us, then we can reconsider if that project needs to be removed. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Councillors, at find a seconder, Councillor Kerrison.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. Yeah, well picked up, Councillor Marsh, and I think it's very, very prudent. We speak a lot about communication and working with the state government, and I think we've all seen the history of communication from the state government on areas where they're suggesting we're not ready. So I think it's really important to maintain this, as Councillor Marsh has said, and seeking that update is really important to moving forward. So totally support it. Thank you.
Any other councillor wish to speak? Councillor Van
Thanks, Mayor Doherty. I fully support this and had also noticed this in the budget review, and I thought it raised quite a few questions. Just for my own knowledge, and forgive my ignorance, but when we do allocate deed funding, if it is for the stormwater for a road, where does it go, and are there any implications with allocating it? Does it sit with the state government, or does it just sit with the council? I'm just looking for some clarity.
Mr. Colhane.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question. Can I just clarify in terms, are you talking about the budget implication?
Yes, yeah, or well, not budget implication, but where does it go?
The works?
The deed funding, who...
I think what she's saying is we allocate the deed funding is allocated, and $2, just using that as an example, where does that go? Does it sit with council? Is the money transferred to the state? Is it transferred into some kitty? That's where I'm presuming you're trying to ascertain.
Yep. So in terms of the stormwater work specified here, there'll be a council asset, so the funding is retained with council.
Okay, cool. Just a follow-up question, if I may. Does this have any implications for projects that are coming up sooner or are on the horizon that we're obligated to provide deed funding for?
Mr. Cohen.
No, each project's treated individually. So this project is not contingent on, or the funding associated with this project is not contingent or independent on anything else that we're delivering.
Cool, thanks.
Are there any other councillors? Councillor Smiljani.
Thank you, Mayor Doherty. I just have a question with regards to understanding staff's intention with regards to this particular paragraph, noting that it has that interdependency with DIT and noting that the works are not progressing with no start date. The rationality behind it, I guess perhaps that there's something that I'm personally not missing that maybe you know a little bit more information.
Mr. Cohen.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question. The intention was that because DIT haven't scheduled the works, we'll to return the budget, effectively making a budget saving.
Councillor Reefy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for my understanding, now this project is a stormwater detailed design. Now, what would be the work that the state government need to do? Is that a detailed design for the road?
Mr. Cohen.
Through the Mayor, thank you for the question. Yes, you're correct. The state government component of the works, the deed, is the road. Council is responsible for the stormwater.
And following that would be the construction of the actual project. Do we know what the cost of actual stormwater project is if the state government decide to carry on with their work? Do we know what the cost of the actual work is?
At this stage, no, not until we do the detailed design through this funding component. We'll reveal the cost estimate of the project.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Look, I appreciate that Councillor Marsh is trying to get things done in his ward, but again, we need to be strategic with our implementation of projects across the whole council. There are projects that are not being funded or delivered in my ward. There are projects that are not being delivered in Councillor Bayani's or Andy's ward. But we've got Curtis Road, which is a major issue, and the state government's done their bit to fund that project. And they could be asking the council to fund its part. Do we want to start another war with the state government on this matter? I think it's a bit, naive to go ahead with this. And given that staff are suggesting that we should, remove this project for now and maybe look at it at a future date. And again, we have to pick our battles. Is Curtis Road important, or is this road important? And yes, both could be important, but again, we've got only limited funds to deliver projects across the city, and so does the state government. So we have to pick our battles, in my view, and I won't be supporting it.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then Councillor Marsh has the right to close if he wishes.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Doherty. I'm guessing my fellow councillors missed the whole point, and I think once you support an annual business plan, you'll be able to take projects out. What I was trying to say to this council was that the state government supports the proactiveness of this council, but the hurdle that we have as a council is that we're not moving quick enough with our stormwater detailed design. You can't ask our administration to what a cost is of a project if we have not proceeded with detailed design of that project. It's the first stage of the journey for anything to be delivered. This has already been allocated and approved. In no means is this allocating the construction works next financial year, 2 years, 3, 4 or 5. What this is telling the state government is that we have listened to you. We are ready. We have funding sitting there. When you are ready to move with your asset to upgrade, we'll come along the journey with you. And I'm sure that our stormwater detailed design would be done in partnership with the state government for them to do their detailed design. It has nothing, it's irrelevant in relation to what water is being done with what funding, because you don't yourself allocate any funding when you don't support the annual business plan. What this is about is being ready for when the state government comes forward and says, we are about to upgrade Anglevar Road West, let's start the initiation, and that's through concept design, detailed design, and then we move to construction. When we start trying to compare a rural road with a suburban road, which is now a main arterial road, it's not apples for apples. So what I'm asking for the council to do is to leave the budget allocation that already sits there. We see no different to our finances. And then when the state government comes forward and says that it's 5 or 6 years away, let's reconsider. No problems at all. Bring it back to us, because we have a full educated understanding that the state government are not going to move on their responsibility of Anglevar Road West, and it could be our decision not to do anything. But right now, no one has an understanding. Our fellow councillor across the road has asked. We don't have an understanding of when the state government are going to move. So this is not about construction, and it's not about taking money out of wards whatsoever. It's already budgeted for. Let's get educated first before we make a decision. If not, feel free, and this is public, and as I made it clear before, that stretch of road publicly received a flyer saying that footpaths would be delivered. We were all there, the mayor was there, I was there, and a lot of other elected members and candidates were there as well, with quite a few residents. We then told them that we weren't ready because we needed to do stormwater. We've been challenged by the state government to deliver on our planning for stormwater, and how foolish of us would it be right tonight in ignoring the state government and ripping money out if they were to come tomorrow and say, let's proceed with Anglevar Road West. So I hope everyone will support it. Thank you.
Councillors, we have the motions before us. I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Division's been called by Councillor Marsh. Motion is set aside. Those voting for the motion, if you can rise in your place. For the ease of the minute taker, that's all voting for, besides Arifi and Bayani. We then move on to item 15.2, council meeting scheduled December 25-26 on page 361. Councillor Carlson.
Happy to move the staff recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Carlson. Does it find a seconder?
Happy to second that, Mayor.
Oh, Councillor on his hands. Okay. Does the mover and seconder wish to speak? No. Any other councillor wishing to speak? No. Then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Move on to item 15.3, appointment of the 2026 Citizen of the Year Awards panel. So councillors, as you'll be aware, we need to move a motion, and then if that motion was successful, we'll then go through the relevant private ballot process. So does somebody wish to move the starting off motion? Councillor Onyezans?
Yeah, happy to move the staff recommendation. Thank you.
So moved by Councillor Onyezans. At find a seconder, seconded by Councillor Halls.
Yes.
I'm presuming the mover and seconder don't wish to speak? No. Any other councillor wish to speak? No. Then I'll put that. Those in favour? Those against? I declare that carried. Then councillors, we've elected 4, up to 4 members of this panel. So I will take nominations from the floor. Does anybody wish to nominate anybody or themselves? Councillor Tarr.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Carlson and Councillor Smallwood-Smith.
Does Councillor Carlson accept the nomination? Yes. Does Councillor Smallwood-Smith accept the nomination? Yes. Are there any other nominees? Councillor Carlson.
Yes. Can I please nominate Councillor Smiljanek?
Councillor Smiljanek. Does Councillor Smiljanek accept the nomination? Yes. Are there any other nominees or nominations? Councillor Vanderpeer.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Halls.
So Councillor Halls has been nominated. Councillor Halls, do you accept the nomination? Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Kerrison.
Councillor Norris, thank you.
Does Councillor Norris wish to accept the nomination? Councillor Norris accepts the nomination. Are there any other nominations? Councillor Baker.
Councillor Onyezans.
Councillor Onyezans has been nominated. Does Councillor Onyezans accept the nomination? So Councillor Onyezans does. So councillors, we will be utilising the private ballot process. So just to be clear, make sure I've got this right. We've got nominations for Councillor Carlson, Councillor Smallwood-Smith, Councillor Smiljanek, Councillor Halls, Councillor Norris and Councillor Onyezans. So we need to select 4 of our number. So if you can write 4 of those, or tick, sorry, on your ballot paper, 4 of those names. So it's Councillor Carlson, Councillor Smallwood-Smith, Councillor Smiljanek, Councillor Halls, Councillor Norris and Councillor Onyezans, and I'm calling them out in their order of the way they were nominated. So they are up on the screen so you can see. So you can get your ballot paper, please, which should be in your pack. Do I have a number? And as per our normal process, the most senior officers in the council being Mr Green and Ms Hudson gets to win rock, paper, scissors to be the counter and scrutineer. So if you can fill out your ballot papers, please. All right, councillors, we have a result. Mr Green.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Councillors, for those of you counting votes, there were two ballot papers that only had 3 nominations, so we didn't have the full 4, so we didn't have full voting, but we count what we get. The result of the ballot is Councillor Carlson received 11 votes, Councillor Smallwood-Smith 9, Councillor Smil-Janik 16, Councillor Halls 9, Councillor Norris 7 and Councillor Onyuzans 10. Therefore, Councillors Carlson, Smil-Janik and Onyuzans are elected. But for the 4th position, we do have votes tied between Councillors Smallwood-Smith and Halls. So what we will now need to do is another vote just between Councillor Smallwood-Smith and Councillor Halls. So one vote for the elected member that you would prefer to have on the committee.
All right, councillors, we have a result. Mr Green.
Councillors, the result of the ballot is that Councillor Smallwood-Smith received 5 votes, Councillor Halls 11 votes, so Councillor Halls is elected to the 4th position.
All right, councillors, we'll move on to item 15.4, State Bicycle Fund 25-26, Adams Road, Garlick Road and Yorktown Road. Councillor Arifi.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Yes, I would like to move the staff recommendation and congratulations to our team for their wonderful efforts.
Thank you, councillor. Find a seconder. Councillor Marsh.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to echo and thank the partnership approach with the state government and through our staff applying for external funding. It always does take the pressure off for all the infrastructure that we need to deliver across the city of Playford. So well done to everyone.
Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour, those against, I declare that carried. Move to item 15.5, Corporate Governance Committee communique. Councillor Onyzans.
Happy to move the recommendation, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you, councillor. Does it find a seconder? Councillor Halls.
Yes, happy to move.
Second. Any other councillor wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour, those against, I declare that carried. Move to item 15.6, Budget Update Report. Councillor Baker.
Move the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Baker, seconded by Councillor Onyzans.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
It's just following the light as it turned on there. Are there any other councillors wishing to speak? If not, then I'll put that. Those in favour, those against, I declare that carried. We go to item 16, which is informal discussion, nil. Item 17, confidential matters, which are nil. Item 18, which is the closure of the meeting, and I close the meeting at 8:25 p.m. and thank you all for your attendance.
Did you know your food scraps should go in the green bin or a home compost system? It's better for the environment. It's the right thing to do. And it's easy. Fight food waste by putting all your food scraps, peels and leftovers in the green bin. To find out more, visit playford.sa.gov.au/fightfoodwaste.
Want to know what's happening in the community? Subscribe to our e-newsletter, Playford News, at playford.sa.gov.au, and you'll be on top of stories, news and what's happening in Playford. It's local news for local people.
Want to get involved in your community? There are so many benefits in becoming a volunteer at City of Playford, including meeting new people, developing new skills, sharing your talents, improving your employability, as well as enhancing your own mental health and well-being.
If you want to learn more about how to volunteer with us, visit playford.sa.gov.au/volunteers.